Greetings. Thank you for joining us. Tonight's evening, Saturday night. You have Fritzy in the background. I don't want to disturb her. If I do, she'll tear the background down. So, background is, in the middle of the night, they'll tear it down. So, it's good I got a lot of those sticky things. Apparently, you can't reuse them. So, I got plenty of them to. I'm going to have to stock up on those things if they keep pulling it down the way they were doing. So, all right. So this is the Zeta Gray connecting to Area 51. I guess I could have just said Zeta Gray Area 51, but whatever. So it's going to connect to Zeta, just connecting to the scientists, whatever that's going on there, whatever they allowed me to connect to. And then the Labyrinth. Labyrinth is like a maze. At least that's what I've found online. I just get the word labyrinth. That's our reality, if you haven't noticed. And then the multiverse of Philip K. Dick. Philip K. Dick is author of this parallel realities, connecting to Mars, and movies like Minority Report, Total Recall, and what was Blade Runner. At least that's what people would know. So, so Zeta energy, that's something different. I might do this tomorrow too. We'll see how this goes. They don't get much light, they don't get much attention. So just some exploring with them. So that's the reason behind it. So just see where it comes from. Obviously, they can't go into complete detail due to what the world is right now, but it might bring us some energies there. So something different. Keep the cat sleeping until I'm done, and I can tear the place apart. SimonTalk.com, our private sessions. Schedule, shop. I'm on the 7th. Same situation here. Here, a shop here. Also, if you want to create an account and post your services, feel free. We have the webinar tonight, and we have next one's Wednesday. Social network and behind the scenes. So this will be different. So this might. Zetas aren't known to be emotional, but it can possibly get emotional. Possibly. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. They've evolved since then. So, of course, I think some of them have always had some kind of emotion. I channeled the Zetas in the early days when I was doing this. I can feel when people are especially mad at them, I can feel them feeling, pulling back, you can say, feeling remorse, at least for the collective, feeling bad about it, about abductions. So, but that's not what this is about. It's not about abductions. I guess I can do abductions. That's a good one. There's different aspects of it. Sometimes abductions are actually there to help you improve I was abducted when I was younger for my hearing. I'm not sure if it really fixed that well, but I had a hearing issue when I was growing up. So, kids always seem to have some kind of issue. So all right. Okay, here we go. One of the Zetas, Labyrinth, and then the Multiverse of Bizarre. So, I don't know how many people can I Philip K. Dick all that well, but it's too bad. It is part of our pop culture, so it is part of even the future. There's some stuff that is pretty deep with them. So, all right, blessings. Greetings. This is the Zeta Collective. This is J Rod. Our connections to Area 51, S4, mostly is S4. So we had trouble connecting to the scientists. They found us, yes, bizarre, weird. We can see their insecurities very easily. We also saw troubles in family members and all of that. We saw their whole family history just by talking to them or not even just knowing them. Our senses are that advanced, you can say. But that's typical of an alien race to be able to just see everything normally. So scientists were reluctant to even talk to us. They feel like it was a trick. There are some army generals that wanted to know more about what we were capable of. Now, some generals were not scared of us. They've heard about us before. So this is nothing new. This is the first time they actually got a hold of us or our technology. That's where it gets kind of shady. Well, there was already ships that were found due to other alien races that were assisting the government. Some of them left. A lot of them are part of the Black Projects, actually. Meaning they stopped left, meaning they stopped communicating. But they did live underground. They may even didn't want anything to do with the government. And the government, the reason why aliens connected to the government to begin with, multi reasons actually. I can't go into all the details of that actually. Well, so basically, alien groups created your government from the past. We've always been involved. There's never a time, a day when we're not. So the Roswell incident was more for disclosure reasons. I mean, that could have been avoided altogether. But there's some things humans need to know. So this was the next phase of us integrating into the human collective. So technically, this could have all happened without your knowing. Meaning, technologies would have advanced. Look at your industrial revolution. I don't believe you have a record of any aliens crashing then either, which actually there were quite a few. But nobody was writing it down at the time. It shows that your media got more advanced, which was, we were aware of that. Of course, the Zetas that got shot down weren't aware of what was happening until after it happened. But after that, it was like a coup against them, meaning that friendly Zetas that they thought were friendly weren't exactly that way. So, the scientists' energy, once again, that's what you call black ops generals that knew exactly what we were. We're not afraid. Actually, some of them want to kill us because some of our race has been pretty terrible to them. Well, abducting some of their family members, bringing them back, but mostly abducted. Sometimes, usually they would be brought back, but not well. So it's a game between of course, you're not going to hear about those stories. The Barney Hill story is true. And what is the other one? The Billy Meyer is classified. Did happen. Classified though. We're not here to talk about that. That's not our place. So S4 is more secure than Area 51. Area 51 is mostly for Lockheed Martin and public type of ships. Of course, a lot of the alien tech was brought there eventually. But it's mostly S4 hidden. for obvious reasons. Of course, your skeptics, where skeptics aren't ready for anything. They truly are afraid of what's out there. It's like they like this human thing. They like being human. They like the environment, even if it is a slave society, they seem to enjoy. And for us alien beings to connect to a slave world is a big deal. You don't have to see it as a slave world. It is a world of, yes, a lot of limitations, as you can see. Now, us as Zetas have developed emotions over time. There are many who are just emotionless. It's just the way they operate. They're just not interested in integrating another side of themselves. But Area 51 and connections took, you can say, several weeks for us to be even greenlit to connect more to your scientists, meaning your scientists were afraid of us once again. So they were afraid that we might use mind control and play dirty tricks. Some of our crew did, especially what we were seeing what was happening. But overall, it was a friendly connection. But of course, there were grays that did cause human abduction programs, yes. Well, because if you want to keep our ships, we're going to do whatever we want. Now, a lot of abductions not necessarily were negative, but they weren't carried out very well. It did cause a lot of harm on citizens. That grays are just not the most, they're not, they're like humans throwing fish back into the sea. They're just not, we're so alien. We're just alien. We're not aware of what we're doing sometimes. We've learned, but abduction still exists. It's just not made public. It's just hidden more. It's gotten more sophisticated. Now, we could have always done that. We said not to. Once again, it's part of the awakening. Yeah, abduction is going to continue on until the end of time, at least of your planet. Until you more go into, you handle yourselves better. Because it's part of disclosure. It is a part of the waking up process, even if it is difficult. There are abductions that are helpful and others that are almost demonic for some people. And allowing those memories to remain shows also a defiance of the government itself, because the government's done a lot of shady things. Your presidency is a sign of that. Well, your current one, but also your past versions too. A lot of your presidents are clones. I believe you have awareness of this. Yeah, it's a clone program. So say what you want. Is your president even human? I mean, it's human, but is it a clone or not? Normally, it's a clone. So, and some of the staff are clones too, but you'll never know. Not really. You'll see it as just your average Joe. But you notice how this one's being controlled. Your current president is using the program. Well, yeah, it was kind of a joke on humanity, but also part of the awakening. I think some of you are aware of that. But back to S4. So after several weeks of not being trusted, but yes, our technology is being examined, us not being treated very well, at least those that came to visit the facility, welcomed or unwelcomed, we visited. We can do whatever we want, and we do so with respect, of course, but some grays were really not impressed by what humans are doing and not impressed by the human condition, the human mind, even how society is being ran. So, but for technology, for us to integrate into your society, not just us, but other alien beings, it was not just for grays, it was just the alien race altogether, all of them. For us to more integrate into your society. through technology, because the spiritual connections were not working very well. As you are aware now, we would be more than happy to connect to many of you telepathically, and we do, but humans don't always acknowledge us. But through technology, we can speak to you. So we can go about it a whole different way. But this is one of the ways that works for you. It's all up to you. You can always change it. We can always take our technology back and we can talk to you telepathically. We don't see that happening though. Unless your society completely changes, which they decide not to. So, not all Greys agreed with humans connecting to our technology. Of course, there's a lot of black projects. Of course, it's all a psyop. Well, at least your government and technology, of course, they're going. I mean, you're still on a bicycle while your government is driving a Ferrari. So, but the reason they don't bring it public is because not just they'll lose control of it, they don't want you to know. They want you to stay old fashioned. They want you to stay, because it's part of the control system too. It's the agendas, because they make money off of you, they rule you. So your true kings and royalty is those that control your society. It's not your prince, not your queen. Your queen does have power, sort of. Not really. She's more of a figure. She has some powers, but she's not really anything, really. Your Pope isn't either. And we can go on with that, but those that are programming the queen, your president, those are the ones with the power. Of course, your president's being controlled by other people. Yes, there's many parties, third parties, fourth parties, fifth parties that are controlling your U.S. president. So, but those that get you to do certain things, those are your gods. Unseen, on purpose. We can go into the Labyrinth connection as an archon grid to keep things confusing. Now, a lot of your wars occurred because there was an awakening, but then it got stopped. So obviously, it's not going to make the most clearest, information, but there've been several times similar to this you're going through now without all the technology. Well, we've had some version of it, but there's always been a retaliation from humanity. The Jews went through it, and they paid dearly for it. And others have gone through it. Iran's been through it. Every time a country gets toppled, that means that they are in an awakening state. But other parties came in to shut it down. This time we don't see it being shut down. This is different. Now, your Renaissance is kind of a time of awakening. Your Middle Ages is an awakening state, but it's a shutdown. I mean, you notice some of you probably can feel in the past, many that were more awakened spiritually. You can just feel it, the tone I was taught about past lives and spirituality, more of a Garthian realm. But all of a sudden, all that died due to your industrial revolution. So, which is more of an archon takeover of the planet. So now, why they didn't do it before? They have their reasons, but there's other realities that are connected. As you can say, a lot of your versions of why an industrial revolution happened is true. Maybe not all of them, but quite a few. There is a secret space energy. Yeah, it was. You can say it got green lit finally. It's been in the works to come in more into your society for a long time. So you can say your elite that control society. A new group took over, so the old one was defeated. That was actually during your Napoleon Wars. So, and your World War II was a coup, of course. World War I was there's always going to be a World War II. Even World War One was, engineered for words to put you where you are today. Not in a slave state, but more of an awakened state. Obviously, some might have different opinions of that. So we go back into more S4's vibration is a lot of our energies were hijacked, or us in general. Meaning we were mistreated by humans. They were afraid of us. So they showed us. Some of us were shot. Some of us are already injured during the crash. Many did die. But it got worse. Because, we were seen as freaks. So a reason why your government doesn't make it public is it public outcry. They just haven't figured out what they have yet. I mean, yes, they've gotten more advanced with it, but they don't want the public to know. It's too much there for them. As your NASA stays dormant, your NASA does know portions of it, not all of it. They're aware of the rumors. They're not just like Area 51, those that work there. They're aware. They've seen the internet. And those that are part of NASA they sign an oath, so they can't say anything. But trust me, many of them have seen a great deal. But they realize their lives or their life will be at stake. Yeah, they won't have a life. And there is a threat there. It's more about your FBI is involved with that. Take that where you want. Yeah, they'll make people disappear easily. Yeah, they don't want this alien. And why alien energies? Yeah, because they just execute people. That's why. That's one of the reasons. Now, when someone's old and talking about alien, which is a major part of your disclosure, old, scientists, etc., that's been part of the Black Ops, take it or leave it, but it is very true, though. That should get. And what does an old man have to lose? And they already talked, so it's like now some of them have had their lives shortened because of that. But of course, it was too late. I don't think anyone's going to believe them because there's such a cover up. It's like they can say whatever they want. They're just seen as crazy. As many of you know. Yeah, the more you talk about aliens, it's seen as your nut job. Done by design, mostly through the media. Yeah, which the media itself has been programmed mentally on a daily basis. Some of them get so programmed they can't think straight anymore. Did they sell out? Yes and no. Many of them actually just got hijacked and plugged in. All right, well, we can talk again tomorrow. Greetings, Phil K. Dick. Greetings, the realities that your humans are tapping into. There are, of course, several thousand realities that are trying to say something to you, which cause much of the Mandela effect and also the flat Earth to knock on your door to tell you is more than what you are seeing. There are also versions of Earth where the planet itself is literally a zigzag. Imagine some of you have difficulties accepting that. It's almost like a straw. A zigzagging straw. No, you don't fall off the planet or anything like that. There's actually many worlds like that. And you see a round world. It's like, God, that's not very interesting. A zigzag world. Now that's fascinating. Yeah, your world is like, seen as a bowling ball, maybe not that exciting as many of you realize in the daily life. Well, because it has like a matrix connected to it to keep you going around in a circle, to keep you locked up. Now, if your world was zigzag, it'd be a bit harder to control something like that. Flat Earths are a little bit more difficult, but can be controlled too. But a circle world is a circle planet. There are worlds also that are pyramid shaped too. Yeah, you have a ways to go, of course, to see those places. Some of you are actually very connected to the pyramid planets. Um, some of those are controlling worlds, not all, but some of them very much are manipulative planets and manipulating yours pretty well. But much of your manipulations from your Earth right now comes from Sirius. But that doesn't mean Sirius is a bad guy. It's just that the bad guys are in Sirius. Not so much Mars, or some on Mars, but mostly Sirius. You can thank your pyramids for that. Well, it's like where they manufacture the pyramids more in a positive way, brought here and used for negative eventually. Yeah, the pyramids actually, as many of you know, cleansed the earth. Literally actually made it to a better place, especially after Atlanteans had their little war in the beginning. And it actually brought a lot of peace, but then eventually the pyramids got manipulated. It took a while. So, yes, you're radical humans here. They're always, humans here are, I wouldn't say they're like baboons, but kind of. They have a lot of ape energies, yes, the aggressiveness. Well, they just want to learn in a different way. And that way, you can say, is low vibrational. Because a lot of humans came here from other planets that just cannot stand those places. So you can say this place is locked down. It's like, you're all better off not knowing these other worlds. You just have it all for yourselves. Well, at least those that are controlling it have it for themselves. Everyone else is kind of a zombie. Not exactly, but kind of like that in a zombie state. Yeah, so you have a lot of refugees here from other planets that just what you call elites that literally, some of them are actually on the run from other worlds. I know it sounds a little bit like not high vibrational, well, because it's fourth dimensional. And a lot of those worlds are also borderline third dimensional too. This is why you have worlds that are kind of sketchy. You can't. Now, there are planets that can handle the higher fifth and sixth dimensions and be a complete pain in the ass. It doesn't all lie in the fourth dimension. It's just impossible for that. Others have found a way to infiltrate other realities. Not to say they're all bad. It's just that there is a darkness amongst some of them. It's just different. Yes, you have rays that can just blow a planet up and things like that. Or change everyone's mindset to think as what they want you to think. I think you have some of that going on here. We literally have a technology that messes with your sun, that messes with your human. Humans aren't healthy, they're not thinking right, or they're healthy and they're toxic. Yeah, they want to turn humans into a bomb. Well, meaning that you're hard to be around. I believe some of you have seen it. Yeah, they want to turn humans against each other. They don't want you to have peace here. So when humans are to deactivate all that toxic energy, which is not easy, there are many insectoid beings here, and they're huge. It's 10 feet tall. No, they're more than that, but just a 10 feet tall, 10-foot tall, yes, cockroach. Of course, many of you aren't seeing that. Yeah, cockroach beings can also be used as obviously they're in other dimensions, but they can they can have nanotechnology connected to them too, and they just roam around their reality, programming yours. It's like little robots. Yeah, it gets a little bit more sophisticated as your planet was a complete coup. It was corrupt from within, and of it, yeah, because outside wasn't working, so they had to come in all peaceful and kind and showing high vibration flower children, and they slowly became corrupt. Of course, Atlantis has a lot of that, but there's other races that are doing the same thing. Atlantis got easily corrupted within. It was already corrupt to a certain degree, even in the beginning stages of it. There was a lot of high vibration connected to it, but it had a lot of elitist energy already. Well, they're the chosen ones. They figured out how to make the perfect being and all of that. So they just added that to the human and perfected things, and then of course turned them all off. Yeah, because I can't have humans evolve more than your elites, even if a lot of your elites are kind of stupid here. A lot of them are complete idiots. Not to be negative, but some of them are fools. You see that in your entertainment. They show they're becoming less and less talent. They're talentless, a lot of them, at least creatively. Now, locking down their planet, they know exactly what to do. But even there, they're not perfect. Well, their internet, they can't shut it down. They've been trying to. Obviously, they have not been successful. So my reality to yours. Of course, they have some science fiction author connected to realms that. Now, I've been to elitist worlds. They're the ones, yes, where you have like a face, but another face growing into your face. I know it sounds a little strange there. Well, it's kind of melted into the face. It's weird. Yeah, but that is a lot of your. Obviously, they're not here like that, but those other realms, yeah, they're distorted. They're just. I think you have the idea. Yeah, they have not to put down anyone that has a mutation. No, it's just that they are now some of them that have mutations obviously have been one of them. Well, it's hard to hide it. Well, you're so used to having it, it's difficult to turn it off. At least when you just left it. So they might have some kind of biological issue with them physically. So, yeah, the one with the face within a face. I know that sounds a little bizarre, but for them, it's normal. It shows it's like a birthmark, but with personality. That's all I can say at this time. Yes, they want you to be reliant on technology and not reliant on yourself. So it's another way to disconnect you from you. Obviously, many of you are clearing that hurdle, but they keep putting technology. They can only do so much with technology. As you see, like innovations in technology is kind of stagnant. A phone is a phone. A tablet is a tablet. They can add a little button to it. That's about it. So they're going to go so far until you start having androids everywhere. That's when it gets weird. Well, especially when androids look like humans. I wouldn't say it's game over, but it's going to get things a lot more complicated here. Not that you're getting there anytime soon. But of course, there are some that live among you right now. A lot of them from other worlds, though. But your clone society, yeah, that's like it's a topic, but also off topic. Meaning you can't always say what you want to say on that. Well, you can, but yeah, just all right. Blessings.